Hi there, welcome back to 5 on Fridays. My name is Jacob Hittle. I am the exercise physiologist with the City of Columbus, working on the behalf of the Benefits and Wellness team. If you have student loans, this information or this video is going to be really helpful for you. After more than 20 months of student loan forbearance and relief, your payments are actually going to be restarting February 1st, 2022. I speak with Libby Ludwig today from Apprizin. She will help shed some light on what this means for you and also what you can do to prepare yourself. Before we get into the interview, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you are informed of when we post content like this in the future. So without further ado, let's go chat with Libby.
So thanks, Libby, for joining me today again. And if you didn't check the past sessions with Libby, Libby, why don't you introduce yourself and tell the audience a little bit about your background with finance and budgeting and so on and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a financial service specialist with Apprizin. I've actually been here a little over 11 years and do all kinds of things with personal finance. So budgeting and debt repayment programs, housing concerns, obviously student loan concerns, credit reports, pretty much anything personal finance.
That's great. Thank you again for being with us today. And today we're going to be talking about student loans. So there's kind of a timeline slash a deadline that's coming up here in the next few weeks. So we're going to be talking about that today. So just to clarify, what's been going on with student loans for the last few months?
Sure. So it's been a big deal since COVID that all federal student loans at any stage of delinquency, any type of loans, have been in deferment. So no payments, no interest, no nothing. They've kept extending it, but they've said that this one is the final extension. So the student loans that would normally have payments due will officially have payments due starting 1st of February.
Interesting. So this will end January 31st, 2022. Is that correct?
Correct. So unless you've already contacted your servicer and said, hey, I need to extend and be back into deferment or, set up some kind of income-based plan, your normal payments will resume January 31st, February 1st.
Got it. So how can folks know what their payment will be so they can know if they're ready for it?
You can always talk to your servicer. That's probably the most direct answer. So Nelnet, Navient, whoever, give them a call, go online, log in, and get a most updated statement to figure out what's going on there. But my other favorite source, and we'll probably hear this a lot over the 5 minutes, is studentaid.gov. What FAFSA is for applying for student loans, studentaid.gov is for repaying student loans. So you use the same FAFSA login and it gives you a ton of information about who you owe, what kinds of loans, what your payment plans are. You can even apply for a whole lot of different stuff and changing up your payment plan online.
Interesting. I imagine there's a lot of people still struggling. Are there options to find a manageable payment?
Absolutely. Depending on the amount and the type of the loan, they may be able to extend your payments for a longer period of time. So it's a 25-year loan instead of a 10-year loan. You can always go back into deferment as a temporary option, though that's not obviously a permanent solution for ever getting it paid off. There's also income-based options. So for a lot of folks who have had either temporary or permanent reductions in their income and doing a regular plan isn't feasible, you can get reviewed for something that's based on your income.
Got it. What do you recommend for someone that has contacted their provider to work out a manageable plan but still struggle with the payments, considering things like the inflation rates?
Yeah, I've actually had somebody that's worked on that very recently. She was concerned about it. Her insurance is going up, the cost of living is going up. She's like, the plan that I have been on just isn't working. So she came and talked to us. We did kind of a big picture review. So some tips and tools for managing the budget itself, some other resources she can tap into to be able to reduce other costs, which kind of helps on the back end. And it may just be that, you don't know quite what to ask for with saying, I need some assistance, I need a different payment plan, we can help do a three-way call to whoever the servicer is to make sure that you're getting reviewed for all the different options.
That's great. And there's also talk about some of the servicers changing. What's the latest on that, and what does it mean for consumers?
Great question. So there are two different servicers that are getting out of the servicing business and are transferring all of that to somebody else. I think the biggest thing is what it doesn't mean. So it doesn't mean that your loans are being sold to a private company or that they're changing the terms. You'll still have the same payments. You'll still have the same repayment alternatives and those kinds of things. It just means who you send your payment to is going to change.
Got it. That makes sense. So what should folks do?
I wish I could say that all loans are going to the same new servicer. That would be really simple to just say, if you have Fed loans, call these people. It's not quite that straightforward. So number one, keep in touch with your servicer. Make sure they have your updated contact information, or you can go through studentaid.gov or National Student Loan Data Systems to make sure that your email address, your regular mailing address are all up to date. So when they try to reach out to you, they can catch you in a timely manner.
Sure. What about other types of loans, like private loans or loans in default?
That's two very different questions, actually, and two different answers. Private loans are their own unique critter, so they don't necessarily participate in the same forbearance that the federal loans have. It doesn't mean that they haven't been offering it. It's just not under those government-sanctioned guidelines with a regular ending date. So you can always talk with them and say, hey, here's my situation. What are my options? Where we can help with that call. For federal loans in default, they, by and large, have been going by the same guidelines as every other federal loan. They haven't been doing collections. They haven't been taking taxes. They haven't been doing garnishments, that kind of stuff. Haven't been charging interest. But you can still get into a lot of the same repayment programs or get them caught up either with a consolidation or with a rehabilitation program so that they're back in good standing and eligible for all different repayment options.
Interesting. So Libby, that was all really good information. I think, I'll also add a question / comment, but how important it is to kind of get your ducks in a row, like as soon as possible, because there is a deadline. Yes,
I definitely agree. And not all the servicer changes are happening immediately, but all of the payments coming back are definitively happening end of January. And I have to believe all these places are going to kind of get bum rushed with people asking and questioning. So going ahead and doing that, if not during the holidays and such, doing that early January is going to really be huge, so that you can know what the plan is and know that you're good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even being on hold for 45 minutes to an hour or longer may actually help you, save heartache, especially, if you think the finances are going to be really tight at the beginning of the year. So I think that call is definitely going to be important for the long term.
And no wait time if you do it online. So
that's a great point. So Libby, that was all great. Do you have any closing thoughts about student loans?
Yes, I really, if I don't impress anything else on folks, I think it's to be proactive and to have a plan. I know that's my personality anyway, but I think when I talk with people, a lot of them have just for years and years and years defaulted to the easiest route of just putting it back in deferment. I'll deal with it later. And that never provides any long-term resolution or peace of mind knowing that there's an end in sight for the student loans. A lot of people ask me about forgiveness or, COVID deferment of things and, just anticipating that there's going to be some solution and therefore putting off decision making until the government or somebody else does that. But realistically, if I can sit across the desk from somebody or sit across a Zoom from somebody and talk about their finances and look at the big picture, almost everybody is capable of finding a long-term solution and long-term financial health as a part of that. And so just taking that step, making that call to be able to find that peace of mind and that long-term solution.
Great. Yeah, those are all good thoughts. Thank you, Libby, for joining us today. That was really great. And we will see you next time.
Sounds good. Look forward to it.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully that content was helpful. There is more information listed in the description below this video. Also, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that now so that you are informed of when we post more videos like this. And lastly, have a healthy and safe weekend, and we will see you next week.